Hi children, come back to the continuation of the learning, the Bros, the blind dog, part 3. We have already learned that the dog was lost its freedom completely and it is controlled by the master, the blind man. And the blind man was always depending on the dog, and his dependence made him into a merciless slave driver. And the blind man started earning more money because he could move to the marketplace with the help of the dog which was leading him. And the dog became a slave to his master. The dog was protecting the blind man from all the dangers. The man also fully dependent on the dog both for making a living and to live. The dog was virtually imprisoned and bound to the old man. Even at the night, people could hear the dog's tired wailing, disturbing the night air. It became very thin and mere bones and skin. The next continuation of the lesson we'll learn now, 11th paragraph. The ribbon seller, the novel vendor, and the perfumer observed it one evening when business was slack and held a conference among themselves. It rends my heart to see that poor dog slaving. Can't we do something? The ribbon seller remarked. That rascal has started lending money for interest. I hear from the fruit seller he is earning more than he needs. He has become a very devil for money. At this point, the perfumer's eyes caught the scissors dangling from the ribbon rack. Give it here, he said, and moved on with the scissors in hand. The blind man was passing in front of the eastern gate. The dog was straining the lead. There was a piece of bone lying on the way, and the dog was straining to pick it up. The lead became taut and hurt the blind man's hand, and he tugged the string and kicked till the dog howled. It howled but could not pass the bond lightly. It tired to make another dash for it. The blind man was heaping curses on it. The perfumer stepped up, applied the scissors, and snipped the cord. The dog bounced off and picked up the bone. The blind man stopped dead where he stood, with the other half of the string dangling in his hand. Tiger, tiger, where are you? He cried. The perfumer moved away quietly, muttering, You heartless devil! You will never get at him again. He has his freedom. The dog went off at top speed. He nosed about the ditches happily, hurled himself on other dogs, ran round and round the fountain in the market square barking, his eyes sparkling with joy. He returned to his favorite haunts and hung about the butcher's shop, the tea stall, and the bakery. Here in this paragraph, we see that the ribbon seller, novel vendor, and the perfumer who observed the condition of the dog and sympathized with it. The blind man was now earning more than he required, and he started lending money for interest. His greediness grew, but the dog grew thinner. One day, the perfumer borrowed the scissors from the ribbon vendor and cut off the dog's leash. The dog had regained his freedom. He ran away and happily roamed about the marketplace. The blind man was now without any protector. He stumbled and groped about in the marketplace. Children, I hope that you are understanding the story, isn't it? The next 13th paragraph. The ribbon vendor and his two friends stood at the market gate and enjoyed the sight immensely as the blind man struggled to find his way about. He stood rooted to the spot, waving his stick. He felt as if he were hanging in mid-air. He was wailing, "Oh, where is my dog? I will murder it when I get it again." He groped about, tried to cross the road, came near being run over by a dozen vehicles at different points, tumbled and struggled and gasped. He would deserve it if he was run over. This heartless blackguard, they said, observing him. However, the old man struggled through and, with the help of someone, found his way back to his corner in the chowltry veranda and sank down on his gunny sack bed, half faint with the strain of his journey. Here, when the dog was released from this master, the dog was enjoying his life, but at the same time, this poor man, blind beggar, he is struggling a lot without the help of the dog. He is very much angry towards the dog, and he is muttering himself that if he gets that dog back, he will murder it. And he was struggling through and through, and with the help of someone found his way back to his corner in the chowltry veranda. He used to come back and do the begging. While crossing the road, many struggles he faced, and he was in distress. The next paragraph. He was not seen for 10 days and 20 days, nor was the dog seen anywhere. They commented among themselves, "The dog must be laughing over the whole earth, free and happy. The beggar is perhaps gone forever." Hardly was this sentence uttered when they heard the familiar tap-tap of the blind man's staff. They saw him again coming up the pavement led by the dog. "Look, look," they cried. "He has again got at it and tied it up." The ribbon seller could not contain himself. He ran up and said, "Where have you been all these days?" "Know what happened?" cried the blind man. "This dog ran away. I should have died in a day or two, confined to my corner. No food, not an anna to earn, imprisoned in my corner. I should have perished if it had continued for another day. But this thing returned." When? They asked. "Last night. At midnight I slept in bed. He came and licked my face. I felt like murdering him. I gave him a blow which he will never forget again," said the blind man. "I forgave him after all. A dog." He laughed as long as he could pick up some rubbish to eat on the road. "But real hunger has driven him back to me. But he will not leave me again. See, I have got this." And he shook the lid. It was a steel chain in this time. So here again, as the old man was struggling through and through to manage his daily life, and he was waiting for the dog 10 days, 20 days, but the dog was not found anywhere. The ribbon vendor and his two friends commented among themselves, "The dog must be laughing over the whole earth, free and happy. The beggar is perhaps gone forever. And here, after more than 20 days, the dog returned to his master, and the heartless beggar thought that the dog returned to him because of hunger. What he is doing now, in order to have the dog with him, the dog should not go again, should not miss from him. So he now binded the dog with a steel chain. The dog and the blind man were, as usual, seen roaming about the marketplace. The next paragraph. Once again, there was the dead, despairing look in the dog's eyes. Go on, you fool, cried the blind man, shouting like an ox driver. He tugged the chain, poked with the stick, and the dog moved away in slow steps. They stood listening to the tap tap going away. Death alone can help that dog, cried the ribbon seller, looking after it with a sigh. What can we do with the creature who returns to his doom with such a free heart? Here again, once again, the dog is in the control of that blind man. And again he started shouting at this dog. Go on, you fool, cried the blind man, shouting again, ox driver. He hugged the chain, poked with a stick, and the dog moved away in slow steps. And this ribbon vendor, who is commenting on that by seeing the act of blind man with the dog, he says, death alone can help that dog. And with a sigh, he continued that nobody could help a creature who returns to his doom with such a free heart. Once again, here, the author says that how the human beings treat animals and their incompassionate attitude towards the animals. The story is narrating, harrowing the inconsiderate attitude of human beings towards animals. Every living being is born free, but human nature tries to capture and bind animals for his own selfishness. Here the dog is not the one who is blind, but it befriends a blind man. Blind, which means literally, it says that to be not able to see. The blind beggar could not see that animals like dogs also need freedom to live their own lives. The dog is blind with his faithfulness towards the blind beggar. It could not see how inconsiderate and incompassionate the blind man was. The dog is blinded by loyalty, and the blind man is blinded by his dependence to the dog when he takes it for granted and treats it like his slave. The blind dog story illustrates the dilemma of the street dog torn between his own freedom and his loyalty to the blind man. By this, we end the lesson. Children, read the lesson repeatedly. Repeat reading will help you to understand the lesson better. And also write the glossary and learn it, also the exercises. Thank you. Have a fruitful day.